Thank you, Ricardo. So, as you mentioned, Carnival festivities kicked off last week, Sunday, with the Miss Junior Carnival Queen pageant. And I just have to brag about it. If you weren't in the building, I have to say you missed a show because we had five contestants, five vibrant, energetic contestant who actually put on a show for the 700 spectators who were in the building actually. I would like to commend, of course, all the contestants who participate and congratulate, of course, our Miss Junior Carnival Queen 2019, Miss Deolana Mayers. Continuing with the festivities, well, this weekend we have a packed weekend. As of Friday, we have the last session. Of course, those who have been following us on Facebook, we have our last session of Get Fit to Fet, which is a sport actually session where you get to combine fet and, of course, fitness with Calaboom Fitness, which is organized in collaboration with the Youth Territorial Council of St. Martin. And as mentioned, we have our last session this coming Friday at 7 p.m. at the Jean-Louis Stadium in Marigot. Then continuing with our festivities, like I said, busy weekend. On Saturday, 8 p.m., we have the Miss Carnival Queen pageant, which will be held at the former Carnival Village in Galleys Bay, and it's 7 contestants who will be vying for the prestigious title of Miss Carnival 2019. So you can get your tickets if you haven't gotten them as yet at Levi's store in Marigot, at Marjorie Seduction store in Marigot, and at England Makeup store in Bush Road. And of course, tickets are going for 20 euros. Sorry, I want to give you 5 extra. 20 euro or $20. So make sure you get it because at the gate it will be 25. So save yourself that $5 and get your tickets today. Then on Sunday, we have the Grand Parade, the Junior Grand Parade, which kicks off at 2 p.m. at the Jean-Louis Stadium in Marigot into the streets of Marigot. Of course, for the kids' parade, we don't go at in Lowtown. We go up the little street there in St. James and back into Rue de Hollande to finish at the Jean-Louis Stadium Marigot in Jean-Louis Stadium in Marigot. And, of course, the highlights of our parade is the choreography segment, which will be conducted on Rue de la République, so you want to be there, of course. And we have 9 troops who will be participating this year. Congratulations, of course, to the schools who will be participating this year and the Junior Grand Parade. So come out early to support the kiddies, support and encourage them in their beautiful costume that they will be displaying for you on Sunday.
I have some good news. I have good news. You need to hear this. The winner, the Miss Junior Carnival pageant winner, the grand prize. Now hear me out, I am not biting my tongue. The grand prize is 4 days, 3 nights stay in Walt Disney World, where dreams come true. She's going to Orlando. She's going to meet Mickey, Minnie, and all the gang. That's 4 days, 3 nights stay in Walt Disney World, where dreams come true. Congratulations to our winner, and a great job to all of our contestants here tonight.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NV.
For the workers union, our name, the union I'm on is St. Martin Communication Union. I have a question for you. How can we as trade unionists, because we don't only negotiate money, but look at it, many in the workforce, we have many ladies, many mothers. Recently, we have one very important topic that we were speaking about, which is maternity leave, increasing it to 18 as the ILO has established, and paternity leave. Now in St. Martin we have legislation and we have set groups that things have to go through. For example, you have to go for Senate for advice, council and ministers, parliamentarian. Now it is very difficult for us as trade unionists to reach where we can say this is what we would like to see because of the whole trend of the red tapes. What advice can you give us and help us to eliminate some of these bottlenecks that when we stand up and say that it is by ILO where we can increase maternity leave, come up with paternity leave, and decrease working hours for parents, because I know in Sweden already they reduce the working hours. What tips, directives can you give us so that we can reach at least close by, maybe not within a year or two, but close by, that we can see more free time for parents to be home?
But I'm the wrong person to ask, because I would favor that you follow the Swedish example, being a Swede myself. But I do think that actually a society benefits from looking at which are the best examples when it comes to maternity leave and paternity leave. And in the case of Sweden, what they have discovered is it's better to try to spread it out between 0 and 7 years of age, because every family is different. So some families, for instance, are able to have the grandmother around. There are other arrangements that make it possible for them to use less of the paternity leave.
Your question was, how do you get these changes? Well, our system is a very complex system where it has to go through lots of processes. Right now, for example, that particular amendment in the law is at Parliament, where it's being discussed, the extension of maternity leave and adding into the law paternity leave. And all I can say is advocacy would be important. Just continue to let it be known and let it be heard, and and if you continue consistently, speaking out on this, eventually you will see that it will be realized. Maybe not in terms of weeks that you may look for, because, for instance, paternity leave would be new in our system. But if we could just start with a couple of days, it's a start. So continue to speak out, continue to advocate it, and I'm sure that you'll be able to make a difference.
This is a very important question. This is something that I had to deal with in my personal life. I remember being professor at the University of Puerto Rico when my first child was born. And I asked the union, I was a militant in the professors' union, University Professors Union, and I said, well, what happened with paternity leave? And I was laughed at, literally laughed at, how could it be ridiculous? What are you going to do? Spend the night, more days at the bar, not thinking that a father actually has responsibility. Then I moved to the Netherlands. I had my second child. And of course, there I got 1 day a week free to be at home. Still not enough. I really believe in the Scandinavian model that you have there. But I think that these problems, these bottlenecks, as you have identified, have basically to do with what we call in the social sciences, and nothing too complicated, just basic structural problems of society. And I would just like to suggest that there are three areas that we need to look at when we want to answer the questions, how can we further the cause for more maternity leave and paternity leave? And that just as one example of many social reforms that we have to do. So what are these three structural problems? One is simply inequality within the Kingdom of the Netherlands. St. Maarten, country St. Maarten, is one of the countries in the Kingdom of the Netherlands. But we have to recognize there is no equality within the Kingdom of the Netherlands. How is it possible that an insurance company will tell me, congratulations, you are covered by Nagico, but Nagico will not cover anything that has to do with diabetes because you have diabetes in your family, therefore you're high at risk. This would be completely unthinkable in the Netherlands. How is it possible that we accept these conditions? So we have to organize to fight for equality, and I think that that's where organizations like the trade unions and the coalitions like the St. Maarten Anti-Poverty Platform really need to work on. We have to think kingdom-wide. Whether we agree with being in the kingdom or not, we have to think about what are the rights attained there in the Netherlands and what are the rights that we can achieve here. Because we should have the same rights that we have in the Netherlands. That's one aspect. Another aspect, I think, is gender. We have to think about the rights of women. Women's rights are human rights. And so we also have to contemplate in how our society is organized. Here at the University of Amsterdam, more than 85% of our students are women. And I'm always asked the question, so where are the men? So the men, they're in vocational training. If you go to NIPA, it's the other way around. Most of the students are men. The minority are women. And, of course, we see the number of youth that are on the streets and run into problems, and they're overwhelmingly men. So something is happening here in the relationship between men and women. And when we want to talk about maternity leave and paternity leave, then we have to think about the relationship that we have with women. And all this goes back to my third structural problem, is education.
We have to start at home. We have to start treating each other on our level right, so that our politicians can see we have allowed division and conquer too long. It is our fault at many times where we have that type of division. Because, for example, I was going to answer for the minister. When a documentation comes in front of the Council of Ministers and Parliament, seeing that it came from a tripartite that consists of the workers' organization, the employees' organization, and the government, that tells you it's a tripartite of three healthy organizations that came together requesting a change within the law that can be more humane, that we can solve small problems, allowing parents to be at home with a newborn kid gives more into our society. Because remember, you have three organizations there, which represent the employers, employees, and government. And when this documentation reach in Parliament, Council of Ministers, and they take a long time to debate about it, and depends which minister is sitting there, they are going to back it up, yes or no. They are paying politics with our livelihood, with our human rights. So we can stand up and say we want the equal rights from the kingdom, but if we ourselves cannot stop the bickering and pickering and start dividing and doing the things that we are doing that is wrong, how can we stand in front of these persons that's supposed to represent us and make them respect us? If we start from at home with your kids, at your family, in the workplace, employers and investments come to St. Martin to invest because they want to make money. We need the job so that we can provide for our families. If we put organizations together, the poverty platform, the Chamber of Unions, the tripartite, and we keep putting all of these together, and we come up with solutions, we come with suggestions, we exhaust our time, resources that we don't have, limited finances, and when it reach in front of our leaders, and that become a bottleneck that they're going to play game and politics with it, how can we prosper and reach to fight for our rights, equal rights within the kingdom?
Hey ma, how you doing? You busy?
I hear, just paying some bills, taking care of business, you know what it is?
I know, you're doing your online banking.
I don't have to stand in those long lines to pay bills. I can transfer when I want. I can check my account wherever. It's like the bank open 24/7. I even here checking the statement right now as we're talking. How's Miami?
Well, that's why I'm calling. I'm finishing up a few songs now, but I'm afraid that studio time might be more than I thought. and I was wondering if I could get some help with some funds, and I could pay you back as soon as I get back to St. Martin.
Let me check my account. How much you need?
I think 500 should be enough.
I can transfer it to you while online. Direct from me to you. No problem.
Great. Thank you so much, Ma. I'll get online with Viv now.
Alright, darling. You know who you're for?
I need to know who you're for.
Contact WIB today for your complete personal online banking experience. Available for all mobile devices, the Wynwood Islands Bank, now your online banking partner in progress.
Who you're for.
One,
2,
3,
4. This is how common it is to develop a mental illness. 1 out of every 4.
4,
4.
4. But there is hope. Today, most mental illnesses can be managed and treated. Visit your general doctor if you feel concerned about your thoughts and behaviors or have some difficulty dealing with some of life's issues.
If you have been diagnosed and are suffering from a mental illness, keep in mind these 4 points to help you manage your mental health.
1. Get regular checkups with your general doctor.
2. Stay on your treatment plan to prevent relapses.
3. Find a strong support group in your family and friends.
And 4. Never be afraid to ask for help and look out for the warning signs of your illness.
Remember, you are not alone. We are as close as one.
2.
3.
4.
Learn about mental health illness by going to the Mental Health Foundation's website at www.mhf-sxm.com.
Hello, St. Martin. My name is Jose Helga and I play basketball. I have organized basketball events in St. Martin. Sport matters to me because it makes everybody come together in unity. So I challenge the businesses community to step up for sports and help us rebuild and repair our facility. I'm also asking the community to nominate local businesses in your area to take on the challenge and step up for sport because sports matter. Check out the Department of Sports SXM Facebook page for more information. Hashtag Sport Matter, hashtag Are You In?
The Council of Ministers wishes Mr. Heiliger, his family, friends, and colleagues much strength during this period of uncertainty that they face. In the meanwhile, we of the Council of Ministers wish to ensure the people of St. Martin that we will continue to work diligently on the task at hand of managing the daily governmental affairs of this country. We will continue to forge forward and with the rebuilding of this nation. This task requires us all to unite and focus on one common goal, the goal being stability and progress for our island, St. Martin. Our commitment remains primarily to the people of this country that we have the honor of serving.
The leader of the St. Martin Christian Party, I am aware that the recent arrest of the leader of our coalition partner, the United Democrats, the Honorable Member of Parliament, Theodore Heiliger, has brought cause for concern in the stability of our government. Some persons may question the possible repercussions for the SMCP based on our principles and the founding values that we put forward to the people of St. Martin. The St. Martin Christian Party remains committed to the governing accord, resolute in our determination to provide our country with a stable government with the 2018-2022 governing program as the focus of our united efforts. It is unfortunate that MP Heiliger is faced with these personal challenges at this time, but we must allow time for the due process of justice to take its course. May wisdom prevail, may justice be balanced, and may truth give freedom. It is my firm conviction that the coalition of the United Christian Christian Democrats has the rebuilding of a sustainable St. Martin as our main goal. For the good of the country and for the progressive work of the people, the SMCP, as well as other members of the coalition, recognize that the personal situation of one member will not be allowed to hinder the great work that is ahead. We wish MP Heiliger Godspeed, but make no mistake, while he works out his situation, myself, SMCP, and all our representatives remain united and focused. United in our efforts to properly represent the people of St. Martin and focused on the rebuilding of this nation.